Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be presenting to you sine and cosine functions.
Each group will be presenting their solutions to their chosen problem by expressing their skill categories.
So basically, there are four groups.
That will be art, music, choreography, and acting. But before we start, we have to bring a round of applause to our guest, Miss Mara.
So the first group is music. Don't you think it's going to be an interesting one, Parker?
Well, they haven't performed yet, so we will see.
I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
All right then, let's start. So please bring another round of applause to group number one.
Okay, so we're the music group, and we made a song about sinusoidal functions. I'm the composer, and they're the singers. We're the singers. So, okay. One. One, two, three.
Sinusoid is any transfers on the sine function. It can also be cosine and tangent. Here is the distance between the two sets of points on the graph of the function. And we should have the distance to the maximum values of the function will have the higher weight. Sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions. Sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions. Frequency is the number of cycles of the function from increasing harmony to the graph. This is the position of the wave relative to some reference point. Relationships to the frequency. There is a position of the function and the other zero sinusoidal function. Sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions. Sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions.
Last but not least, medical shift is the average with non-real values. The function of the function. Line is a new horizontal axis from the reference line of the equilibrium point of which the graph oscillates.
Sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions. Sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions.
What is a consequence of bx plus c minus plus d? Amplitude is experience 2 pi over b. Frequency is b over 2 pi. Frequency negative b over b. Consistent b and line equals y equals d.
Very quick remarks from your presentation for that. That one is a good application with a nice content. I know you know how you make it with the whole thing, but when in terms of creativity, I want it more. You don't have to sit down all the time. You can make actually a copy out from here, not from your phone. With an eye contact from your audience, make sure when you do something for the next time around, make sure that your creativity would give an enticing effect to the audience. You don't have to just sit that, as I said. The presentation was good, but maybe I want it more creative next time. Thank you.
I want to do something more with it.
Wow, that was such an amazing performance. Wouldn't you say so, partner?
I agree, man. That their song is just as beautiful as a symphony. I'd say it's over. It's over.
Nah. The next group's gonna be amazing. You gotta trust me.
All right,
I
man.
told you the first one is gonna be interesting.
Okay.
But this one is gonna be
All
spicy.
right. I might have to take your word next time. Anyways, we got group number 2. Please bring another round of applause to group number 2.
For group number 2, and I just want to remind you that sinusoidal functions are a graph in form of waves, so our dancers are going to have a lot of waves.
For that group, since you have already experienced what you did for the PE last time, as I always said, make an eye contact towards your audience. And do not stay in one place for the presentation. Make everyone be impressed with your performance. It's once in a while activity. So give your best. Do not just give compliance, but I am expecting too much from this group because you are in the best class, right? Okay, thank you.
Wow, what did I tell you, partner?
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
I told you.
Their dance is pretty smooth and creative. I gotta say, it won't get out of my head.
Now the third group is a pretty classic group.
They have great artists who draw a specific figure on their poster.
Since they have an artist in their ranks, we're expecting a pretty solid art.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, as the third group is coming, we'll give them a round of applause. Get out of here.
It's everyone has to.
Just hold close.
All right. So here, in our example, we are using frequency to write a sinusoidal function. So our question is, Squidward found himself in the middle of the dance floor. So he chose to do the wave dance move using his tentacles with a frequency of 1 over 180 hertz. The upper surface of his hands, which is this part, has an amplitude of 1, and the bottom surface of it is 0.5, which is this part. Use this information given to write two equations of sine function that can be used to model the initial behavior of Squidward's hands during the dance. All right. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do is use the frequency to find B and the period. So as we know, the period is the reciprocal of the frequency. So our frequency is 1 over 180. Alright, so thus our period is gonna be 180 over 1. So our B is 1. So B is equal to absolute value 1. Alright? Next up is our amplitude is 0. I should point that out also. Amplitude is 0.1 for the first line, surface. Okay. Now, so now what we're gonna do is write the function. Yes. Yeah. Y is equal to amplitude 1 sine we don't have a C, so it's just X, okay? And then our D is going to be something. Let's pause. Wait, God.
Keep going.
Stop.
It's okay, just go. It's okay, it's okay.
The other, it's fine even though you will not show that. We can see.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, just in case. It was just in case.
I already forgot the question.
You're recording?
Hi, okay, we are the art group, alright? So we are going to use frequency to write a sinusoidal function. To find the sinusoidal function. Alright, so our question is, Squidward found himself in the middle of the dance floor. So he chose to do the wave dance using his tentacles with a frequency of 1 over 180 hertz. The upper surface of his hands, had an amplitude of 1, while the lower surface of his hand had a amplitude of 0.5. Use this information to given to write two equations of sine functions that can be used to model the initial behavior of Squidward's tentacles during the dance. So, to find this, we are given the amplitude. The amplitude of the upper surface is 1 and the lower of the lower surface is 0.5. So first things first, we're going to find B. So to find B, B is the frequency is the reciprocal of B. So our frequency was 1 over 180. So 180 over 1 is 180, right? So 180 equals 360 over B, so or 2 pi over B, which is the same thing. We cross multiply, so we get 180 over 180 B equals 360. Then we divide by 180 on both sides. B is equal to 2. As the B is the uniform for both functions, so we don't have to find B for the second function. Second thing is D. D is half of the amplitude. So for the first, the upper surface, our amplitude is 1. So half of 1 is 0.5. So D of the first function is 0.5. And and the D of the second function is 0.25, and half of 0.5 is 0.25. So let's take that here. D is equal to 0.5. Now, next thing is, we found T, let's put this into the equation. So, let's clear this up. We actually already made this. So, what is our amplitude? Y is equal to amplitude sine x and then T. So, our 1 is amplitude, sine, let's put as the sine side of function. Then 2x as b and x, and then we add b. So second function, our amplitude is 0.5 sine 2x for our b, then we add 0.25 as our d. And that's how you create a function modeling the initial behavior of Squidward's hands during his dance. Thank you.
For that presentation, I appreciated how you present with those signs and cosines that I even don't understand. So, but with the kind of presentation you did, I want to know the next time around, no reading, please, with your introduction, even with the introduction itself, and make sure you know your direction. Direction in terms of what are those steps you want to present in the whole thing of your presentation. And each member should know the role of the presentation. So it should be one not holding something, and that's the only role of someone in the group. It should be, let's say like this. If you presented in the first part, the second one will continue what's happening on the steps. The third one will go on until you find out the whole thing, the whole answer of your presentation. That makes sense when you are going to give presentation in terms of the group. Each one should have the role or the position in the whole presentation because it's a group. So it's another way of learning for you. The next time around when you have the presentation, make sure that each one is given with the presentation and do not focus on one thing. The position of one person holding the book is not a role, okay? Because it has the purpose. Once you act as a chair, so that means it makes sense because she or he is acting as a chair with imagination and perspective that he is, this somebody is becoming a thing on the presentation, but it's not. It's supposed to be one of you should have his or her role. So thank you.